Okay, you guys. So let me start off by saying I really do love Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms is delicious. I don't eat it, but like when I was in my 20s, I ate it. And I would buy like boxes of Lucky Charms and I would pour them all in like a giant bowl. And I would pick out all of the marshmallows and put those in a separate bowl. And then I would use very little of the cereal. And then I would have like 5 times as much marshmallows. And that is how I would eat my Lucky Charms because I love Lucky Charms so much. Hi, Dark Prophet. I love Lucky Charms so much. I mean, I love it to this day. But I just don't eat cereal. So I don't even know. It's been decades since I've eaten cereal. So I just wanted to say that. Um, I used the thumbnail that I used because I came across that thumbnail. You guys know I post oh, I don't know if I can do that from StreamYard. I don't know if I can do that from StreamYard. I will look on my phone. Anyway, I used the picture that I used as the thumbnail. We're talking about Lucky Charms, Urban Moonlight. I used the picture that I used from my thumbnail for my thumbnail because when I used that picture for my post, it turned out it was very triggering for like a lot of people. And strangely, I didn't think so many of you would be so offended that I used the Lucky Charms guy, the magically delicious guy for atheism. But you guys were really triggered, like so many of you. I like most of the comments I got for that post were people who were atheists who were mad at me and felt I was messing with them, which is really weird because everybody knows that I, from time to time, post scriptures um, on my community tab. But it just happened when I was looking for a picture for that scripture. And I normally just put in the scripture and then I try to find a cool picture for it. I saw that Lucky Charms guy and I thought it was friggin' hilarious. And then I also thought it was good because I had just been kind of talking about that topic, not from a Christian aspect, but I was just like, this is a bit of providence. So I put up the Lucky Charms guy, and so many people, yeah, they hated it, self-care boss. So many people were so triggered. Um, so many people were so triggered by the Lucky Charms guy. I shouldn't laugh, you guys. I'm not laughing for any reason other than I did really find it I did really find it quite amusing. So I just decided, for giggles, for giggles, let's just go over the comments that some of you guys left me. And I just want to address the comments because so many people were upset. And I feel like some of you guys were doing like way too much. Like you were taking it way too serious. That picture was hilarious. Okay. Oh my gosh. It made me want a bowl of cereal too. Okay, so let me share my screen with you guys. I just want to go through the comments. Again, this is no shade to the people who left the comments. I don't feel any kind of way about it, but I just figured because so many of you were so like genuinely triggered, like y'all were genuinely triggered by my post, which is weird because I post scriptures all the time, but maybe it was just the Lucky Charms guy. Maybe the picture was so freaking hilarious. Like, I'm sorry, but how could you be mad at that picture of the Lucky Charms guy? He's magically delicious. Um, but let's go ahead and just look at some of the comments on the picture because I think they were pretty funny. So RD Smith, what's up, RD Smith? Said, why are people still mad at folks that don't believe in something they have never seen or heard it from? And my question is, who's mad? How do you see him? Look how happy he is. RD Smith, He is the opposite of mad. That Lucky Charms guy is freaking thrilled. He's leaped up in the air. He's tapping his heels. He's got a rainbow and marshmallows. That's not being mad. That is a happy man. I don't know why. I don't know why anybody thought, oh, I didn't even know I had comments held for review. I'll have to see what they are. Let's see what they are. Let's see what my held for review. Oh, Vera. Okay, we'll get to you, Vera. Let's see where your comment pops up. Okay, so that was R.D. Smith. He felt I was angry, but R.D. Smith, I'm not mad. I wasn't mad. I thought that the Lucky Charms guy was funny. I just want to know, when did atheists lose their sense of humor? Nobody thought that picture was funny but me. I thought that picture was amusing. It was amusing and it made me want to eat Lucky Charms. It had nostalgia effect for me. Oh, everything is better with marshmallows. Edward Smith said, I consider myself agnostic. Agnostic is like when people don't know one way or the other. Like they're not willing to say yes. They're not willing to say no. They're just like, I don't know. And the Lucky Charms guy had a lot of swag. I really loved him. It says, I consider myself agnostic, meaning I don't know if there is a God or not, but if there is, I certainly don't feel any man-made interpretation of God will be an accurate one. It's nice, though, to feel like someone's listening to you when you're struggling, and especially if you're struggling alone. I side towards there being a God due to certain uncertainties, but even if there was, the next question would follow, who created God? How did that God come into existence? And I guess I can answer that from a Christian perspective. God never was created and he always existed. Christians usually sum it up as God has always been and always will be. Yeah, see, I just did that. Edward Smith, you know us Christians. But I will ask you, Irene Yvette, where did God magically come from? Because life seems to have always been and will always be, regardless of if we're here to spice things up. And so Edward actually called me on it because that would be my answer is God doesn't have a beginning. But what I answered to Edward is I never debate the existence of God with people. Feel free not to believe. And I really don't. I never debate the existence of God with people. I just don't really see the point. I feel like if you don't believe in God, okay. I mean, I don't, that's your prerogative. It's, you know, that's you. Everybody can believe what they like. So, yeah, the real Aaron Collins, some people can't, like, I just don't understand. That is a funny picture. Y'all got very emotional with me over that picture. So Edward, I'm not saying you were emotional, but I just never debate the existence of God with people. I just don't do it because there's no point, right? At the end of the day, I can't prove, right, that God exists. Because if I say I feel or you can see by the things that were made, if I say anything like that, it's debatable, right? So because I can't, there's no point in me like going back and forth. Also, even with evidence, like I've talked to people about factual things, like not even religion. And honestly, people just believe what they want to believe. I mean, you have people out here that believe they're women when they're men. I mean, you can't combat what somebody believes, right? Belief in and of itself is like a type of religion. Like everybody believes in something, and when people believe in something, you can't shake them, you know? So with that said, I never debate it. So I wasn't trying to be rude. Edward Smith, I just find that no good ever comes of answering questions like that because I can't come up with an answer to satisfy people. Whatever I try to do, I realize I can't satisfy somebody who is a skeptic. So I don't like to spend time doing something that's not going to be productive. Yeah. Oh, thank you, old head. I really enjoyed doing that one on paternalism. Right, exactly, self-care boss. You can't really shift people's belief system. It's not something. So Kay Fave said, atheists don't believe in magic. Christians do. Hence people rising from the dead, flying horses, unicorns, and a whole bunch of stuff that's in the Bible that they can't explain, but tell you to just believe. Side note, atheism isn't a religion. Okay, so a lot of atheists came into my comment section and they were saying atheism is not a religion. Atheism is something that you believe in, right? And I think the Magically Delicious guy, let's go back to him because he just makes me smile. The Magically Delicious guy was talking about most atheists are also evolutionists, and you can't prove macroevolution either. The idea of macroevolution is literally that something started as nothing. That's the idea of evolutionary theory, is that there was nothing and then a swirling ball of dust started and then everything came from that. So that is actually the belief of, so if you don't believe that somebody made you, then what you believe normally is either you don't know or it's evolution. And evolution is something coming from nothing. So that's what the Magically Delicious character was saying. Despite like kayfabe's kind of the passive aggressive part of it, let's say this. First and foremost, the word unicorn is in the Bible, but unicorn just means one horn, and the Bible doesn't say what a unicorn looks like. So these unicorns we see on cartoons and things, that may not be what the Bible is talking about. The Bible doesn't say what it looks like. It just says it's an animal with one horn. And there are lots of animals with one horn. So we don't know what the Bible was talking about. For the rest of it, the flying horses, maybe you're talking about in Revelation, but Revelation, everything's not literal. So yeah, I don't know about the flying horses thing. But again, I'm not concerned with, I don't spend my time dragging atheists over what they believe. But atheists were very upset that I used the Magically Delicious guy to talk about them. And as far as atheism not being a religion, again, atheism is a belief system, okay? You don't have to have God present to have a religion. And so I guess when you hear people say they believe atheism is a religion, it's because it is what you believe, right? You believe in it. You have faith in what you believe. You believe that what you believe is right. You have faith that you're correct, right? But you can't prove what you believe any more than I can prove what I believe. So I'm never offended when an atheist is like, you can't prove God. I'm like, you can't prove what you believe either. So we're kind of the same, The only difference is I don't care that you can't prove what you believe. I accept that you believe what you believe, but you are very upset with me. And again, when I put this post up, you guys, I post Bible scriptures all the time. It seems to be the Magically Delicious guy that really was the triggering factor with people. It was like the triggering factor with people. Yeah. So that part I thought was really interesting. Okay, so Charles Coleman said the Bible is fictional. Prove it. Prove that the Bible is fictional. Prove it. You can't prove it. That's my whole, you can't prove it. You can't prove that the Bible is fictional. I can prove that many things in the Bible are historically accurate. I can also prove, without bringing religion into it, that the Bible is the most vetted historical document on the planet. More vetted than Aristotle's work. I think I've talked about this on my channel, like comparing antiquarian documents and what we consider for something to be valid as an antiquarian record piece. And I've done this. Maybe I can do it again on this channel. And I put up Aristotle, the Gallic Wars, all of these texts that people are really familiar with, Plato, all of these things. And so I can actually prove more validity for the Bible than anybody without even talking about religion. Then you could prove that the Bible's fake. I mean, you just believe that the Bible's not real, right? That's your belief. But you have no evidence. As they always tell Christians, y'all have no evidence. So, right, thank you. Anything can be a religion. You can have faith and you can worship anything. Some people worship money, some people worship women, some people, a lot of people worship themselves, you know? So I guess it's all in what you say. I mean, Charles Coleman proved that it was created by the Greeks. The Greeks didn't believe in Christ. In fact, in the Bible, there's a part of scripture where the Greeks are attempting to be converted to Christians because they weren't Christians. But that's just food for thought. But then some people believe that, Christianity came from Egypt too. But again, nobody can prove anything. It's just all people's beliefs. Fuck you mean said, hold up, wouldn't that statement fit a Christian more than an atheist? And again, I will concede that I can no more provide you unequivocal evidence of God's existence than anybody can provide me unequivocal evidence that life started in the middle of space from nothing. I can't. But I'm comfortable with that. See, that's the thing is I'm comfortable with it. It doesn't bother me. Because I'm comfortable in what I have faith in, just like I feel atheists, y'all can stand by believing that life started from nothing. I mean, stand by that. I'm not here to convert you. But I just thought that your reactions to, let's go back to him. Your reactions to my Lucky Charms guy, though, y'all, your reactions were priceless. Okay, let's see. I'm not going to look at anybody that was Christian that commented, just the atheist. So Cassandra, who is always on me anytime I bring up God. Daryl, lots of people worship superheroes. You're not alone. You're not alone. Yes, old head deuce. And I could disprove the Egyptian connection, but I'm not going to bother doing that. Not in this live, because again, I don't debate. I never, ever, ever debate with people over things like that. Because no matter what I produce, you will believe whatever you're going to believe. So I don't see the purpose. I just don't see the purpose in fighting over it. And I guess that's why I'm really going over these comments, is because I'm like, at the end of the day, what do you care, right? What do you care what I believe? I don't care what you believe. It's nothing to me. My post wasn't geared towards atheists. My post was geared towards Christians. Just like every time that I post a scripture, it's for other Christians. It's not really for the atheists because, I mean, you guys can read it and you're welcome to comment, obviously, but it's not like I'm trying to convert you. It's I thought of a scripture, I put it up, but it made people very offended. It made people very offended, which I was amused by. So Cassandra, what's up? What's up, Cass? She said atheism is not a religion. So again, if people don't like the word religion, I would say atheism is a belief. So if that makes atheists feel more comfortable, atheism is a belief. Atheism is something that you believe. So if the word religion is something that you guys can't vibe with, then how about the word belief? You believe in atheism, right? You believe that there is no God. That is a belief. So we don't have to call it a religion. We can play word semantics if you want. We won't call it a religion. We'll call it a belief. And hopefully that will make you guys feel better. Because lots of you guys, not just Cassandra, lots of people said atheism is not a religion. It is simply a response to God claims. But see, you don't need to respond to God claims, right? I mean, you can, right? People can respond to whatever they like, but you don't need to respond. I don't respond to everybody else's religion, not unless I'm doing like a debate or somebody wants to talk about it and I agree to, which I rarely do. But I mean, you don't have to respond to everything you don't agree with. People do stuff I disagree with all the time. I don't respond to it, right? It's not necessary. An atheist is simply someone who doesn't see a reason to think God exists. Right. An atheist is a person who does not believe God exists. So they have a belief. There's no leader, no doctrine, and no set of principles. I mean, there is a leader. Actually, Darwin, I think, would be the leader of atheism. There is a doctrine. The doctrine is God doesn't exist. There's no set of principles. Yeah, the principles are you can't say that God exists. Required to be an atheist. No, it's not required. No, it is required. You definitely have to believe that life started just somehow that doesn't have anything to do with a creator to be an atheist. You definitely do have to say that God doesn't exist to be an atheist. So there is a doctrine. You do have to have principles to be an atheist. The main principle is that you are very firm that God doesn't exist. I find that most atheists think that people who believe in God are stupid. So I would say that thinking people who do believe in God are stupid is a principle. Yeah, so there are some principles. There is a doctrine. Leader is either you. So atheists either are self-led, they believe like they are the authority, or they believe Darwin is the authority. That's the two schools of thought when I talk to atheists that I get mostly. Either I know everything as an individual, or I'm a Darwinist. Those are the two schools of thought as far as leadership that I find for atheists. So against that, I would say atheism, either leader or you are a Darwin. There is a doctrine to atheism. The doctrine is under no circumstance do you believe that any being had anything to do with creating anything. And there is a set of principles for atheism. The principles are essentially that people who believe in God are dumb. Normally, atheists believe that religion is toxic, which I'll agree with that to some point. And also, you can't believe in intelligent design either. I think that's all part of the atheist principles. I could probably think of some other, maybe you guys can in the chat. And all of that is required to be an atheist. So I would argue against that, Cassandra. I would say those would actually be the things. The whole something from nothing is a played out apologist speech. No, it's literal. That's literally what the Big Bang Theory is. Has anybody actually heard of the Big Bang Theory? Do y'all understand what it is? That's actually what the Big Bang Theory states. Is in space where there was nothing, a ball of dust started to spin around randomly. They're not exactly sure how. It literally is something made out of nothing. I don't know. Again, I said I would, because you guys were asking for it, do a video on like the origin of life according to evolutionary theory, and that is the belief, y'all. Like I'm not making that up. I don't know, but all right. So Jeremy said, Irene, I am an atheist. All that means is, and what's up, Jeremy? All that means is I don't believe in your God or anyone else's. That has nothing to do with magic or with everything coming from nothing. The honest answer is I don't know. Okay, that's fair. Nobody knows for sure, right? We only can have faith that what we believe is true, because none of us know for sure where anything came from. Right? I believe God did it. Some people just say, I just don't know how it happened. Other people say, I believe it was the Big Bang. Like nobody can prove anything because none of us was there. We can only hypothesize. So I think it's fair to say that you don't know, Jeremy. It's actually Christians, Jews, and Muslims that claim God created the universe from nothing. From nothing? Okay, Christians don't claim God created the universe from nothing. Strangely, Christians think the same thing that science thinks, which is that life was created from dust. Isn't that funny? Isn't it funny how evolutionists think the same thing the Bible already said? Evolutionists think that everything was created from dust, and Christians think everything was created from dust. The difference is that Christians think an intelligent being fashioned everything, right? And atheists or Darwinists believe that it just happened by itself. That's really the difference. So I actually don't think everything was created from nothing. That's not actually what the Bible teaches at all. Anybody who's read the first chapter of Genesis knows something was used, it was dust. But I'm just saying that, I'm just saying that, isn't it strange that science and the Bible say the same thing? And you know what is another fascinating fact? The Bible has always taught that the first water that watered the plants on earth was a mist that comes from the ground. And in the past, like 8 years, science has started to agree with the Bible that a mist rose from the ground and did sort of the first watering of plants and things like that. They've actually incorporated that into evolutionary theory. Hilarious, because it's been in the Bible for thousands of years, but I just wanted to throw that out there that, in fact, we don't believe everything came from nothing. Uh, Evolutionists are kind of copycatting the Bible at this point. They think everything started as dust. The Bible has been saying for thousands of years that everything started as dust. Like I said, the only difference is that Christians believe that an intelligent being fashioned life versus atheists believing that the dust just suddenly became alive on its own. That's the major difference. See, we're not that different. You know what? Hey, we are not that different. The only real difference between us is that y'all think it happened by itself and we think that an intelligent life did it. That's really the only difference. But that would be too much like building a bridge, so we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Pupper Dog said time is an illusion. Yeah, time is made up. Time is made up. If you know anything about longitude and latitude lines and how we develop time, then yes, time is not real. Time is something that people created. But that's not a secret, right? We learned that in high school geography. Okay, let's see. Oh, wait, is that all he said? Yeah. Oh, and then he said I was projecting. So Jeremy said, get your projection under control. What projection? Feel free to be an atheist. I have no desire to change your mind. I mean, what did I project? What did I project? I'm so confused. I was confused by that. But okay. I think I didn't project. I think I was offensive. People were offended. They were offended by my Lucky Charms guy. Let's go back to him because I just love him so much. How could you guys be offended by him? He's so awesome. I love him. I mean, nobody, come on, not one of you atheists thought this was a little bit funny. Look at him. That you can't lie. Like, religion isn't funny. That is funny. You guys are like liberals. Joke. A serious joke because people get I'm just trying. And it's the same. Theism is not a religion. It's just an opinion. No, it's a belief. It's an opinion / belief, right? You believe there is no God. An opinion is a type of a belief, right? My opinion is what I believe. So again, I don't have to use the word religion if it's triggering for you guys. I can say you believe it. It's your belief. Because that's all I have. I have a belief in God. You have a belief in nothing. I mean, we don't have to call it a religion. Oh, I'm lagging? Am I lagging still? I'm on my top floor. You know how that is. I know the real Erin Collins. I used to love Lucky Charms. Man, I used to take Lucky Charms. I said this earlier in the live, and I would take it, pour it into a big bowl, pick out all the marshmallows, and then eat very little cereal, but mostly Lucky Charms. But anyway, so Vito said the same thing. He said atheism is not a religion, it's just an opinion. So again, we can call it a belief because the word religion seems to be very like triggering for atheists. So I won't call it a religion. I'll call it a belief. But I'll probably still call it a religion. But I'll try to remember to call it a belief system instead of a religion. There are many religions that take an ostentatious approach to quantity. I think he means to qualify the existence of God. I say to this, we as humans cannot fathom the existence of God. Okay, something we can agree on, Vito, something you and I can definitely agree on is that we cannot fully fathom the existence of God. Even the Bible says, great is the mystery of godliness, right? And that his thoughts and his ways are higher than ours. So I actually agree with you. I think the full comprehension of God, or just if you prefer to not call him God, right? A creator, I think that is hard for human beings to fathom. I just don't think we don't possess the intellect to fully wrap our minds around the fact that there could be a being that is more intelligent, more powerful, more advanced, and exists on a different plane than we do. Because remember, God is a spirit. So that's talking about a different plane of existence. So I think that starts to move into areas that are very hard for the human mind to comprehend. So, Vito, we can find common ground there. We cannot fathom the existence of God to any point that is meaningful, which is why it is so much up for debate and I think so unbelievable to so many people. So, you know, there we go. Okay, let's see. Kevin Jefferson. What's up, Kevin? Kevin Jefferson said, man created the idea of God, not God. And my response is prove that. Prove it. Prove that man created the idea of God. Nobody can prove it. I mean, I'm just saying, maybe I can't prove anything to your satisfaction, but you can't prove it either. So people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. No, I'm just messing with y'all. I am just messing with y'all. Kato, is that how you say your name? Do you say your name Quato or is it Quato? Quato said the Christianity myth is the most powerful device ever created. It serves as the psychological soil upon which other myths can flourish. Yo, I think Darwinism is like a close second though. Because that's wholly fictional. I mean, I think it is a religion, 21D forever, but honestly, they don't think it's a religion. It is very triggering for us to call atheism a religion. So I am comfortable with calling it a belief system. It is something you believe. I don't have to call it a religion. I'll just say religion in my mind. I won't say it out loud to you guys. I love you guys. I really love you guys. I just thought it was so amusing, like that you guys were so triggered by the Lucky Charms guy. Y'all cannot get mad that easily. Now, come on now. You cannot do that. You guys say some pretty horrible things about Christians. And notice that I do not get mad at you. I mean, you guys say some crazy crap about Christians and God. And I have never, ever just gone off and disrespected your religion. Or I have never gone out and disrespected atheism, despite the fact that you guys have said some crazy stuff to me about the Lord. You guys have said some crazy stuff about Christians, and I never get offended. I put up one picture of the magically delicious Lucky Charms guy, and you guys had all kinds of fire and smoke and heat and bullets for me. It was like a drive-by shooting. I don't understand why. You guys know that I'm cool. I don't care. I mean, I should be able to I should be able to post the magically delicious guy and not have you guys get upset. Okay? I don't get upset with you. Y'all are in the comment section right now talking trash about my religion, and I'm not mad. So why are you guys mad at me? I don't understand. Why can't we have a mutual understanding? You believe what you believe, I believe what I believe. You don't get triggered when I talk about what I think. I don't get triggered when you talk about what you think. You know what I'm saying? Why not that? How come we can't go that route? Okay, Reckless Inspirer. I like your name, Reckless Inspirer. Reckless Inspirer said, I am agnostic based on my personal spiritual experiences, but I can't deny that there is a lack of evidence that there is a God. Sorry. I see nothing wrong with being an atheist. I think a lot of people are Christians because they are afraid of hell, not because it actually resonates with them. That's just my observation. So first of all, I would like to say that I respect as agnostics more than I respect atheists, because I think the most honest thing you can say, and I think this is really the truth, is I don't know, right? I think that's really, like, nobody can prove. If nobody can prove anything to you, the reality is you don't know. So I really do respect people that say they are agnostic. I can understand being an agnostic much more than I can understand being an atheist. I will never argue. I don't know why people keep pulling the "you can't prove it" trick out of the bag. No, it can't be proven. It can't be proven. Everybody who knows anything about God knows that it's a belief, it's a faith. Nobody can prove it. That's why there's no point in debating it. I could say a lot of things. I could talk about the validity of the biblical texts as historical documents, because you realize there are multiple historical documents. We treat the Bible as one book today, but it's actually a series of documents that were written by hundreds of people over the courses of thousands of years that all corroborate each other. We call it the Bible, but it's really many, many different historical documents. It's not just one document. It's not a book. It's not, I know we publish it as a book, but the Bible is not a singular historical document. That's number one. But even if I could prove the validity of that, even if I could say, just look around you at the world, you don't think there was a designer for these things? Like, you're seeing things that are clearly designed. You don't, like, your common sense doesn't tell you that there was a designer. No matter what I say, if I'm like, you could feel the presence of God, no matter what I say, I can't produce a man to walk in the room and be like, hey, I'm God, and he's just going to pop off some miracles for you. And even if I could, maybe you wouldn't believe me. I mean, David Blaine is off in, Las Vegas performing magic tricks all the time. So with modern studio technology, you don't even have to believe me if I could produce somebody that could do some magic or, perform some miracles or something. So no, I mean, I don't know why people keep pointing this out. I mean, that it's based on faith. No, I can't prove it. I can in no way prove unequivocally to you anything. That's why it is called faith. That's why it's called a belief. I can't prove it, but you can't disprove it either. Just period. I can't prove it. You can't disprove it. Neither one of us can prove anything. That's the boat that we're in together. I'm comfortable with that. I don't know why you guys aren't comfortable with it. That is the thing. I don't know why you guys aren't comfortable knowing you can't prove God does not exist. I can't prove to you God does exist. Neither one of us has any evidence, okay? All I have are my beliefs, and all you have are your beliefs. So why are we fighting? That is my question. Why beef with me over something you can't prove? I'm not about to beef with you. Cass said there's strong atheism. Cass, you missed. I did your comment too. Cass, I did your comment too. You have to listen to the playback because I'm interested on what you think about my answer to your comment about there's no leader no doctrine, and no, I can't remember what the other point was that you made, but I felt I gave your comment a very good answer, Cass. I wish you were here to hear it. 1D forever, I find that true as well too. I find that atheists are very aggressive about attacking the concept of God. I don't understand that. I just don't understand why you need to be aggressive about attacking the concept of God as an atheist. Just don't believe, you know? I think you could just live your life. But I find that too 1D forever. And then Reckless Inspire also said, I think a lot of people are Christians today because they are afraid of hell, not because it actually resonates with them. That's just my observation. Actually, I know a lot of Christian sects that literally preach hellfire, and a lot of people are afraid of going to hell. I don't think that that's a reason to be Christian. I think that's a problem. So I would agree with you, Reckless Inspirer. And I think most people say they're Christian because they were raised that way, not because they actually understand. I mean, I was like that. I called myself Christian for a huge part of my life, and I just really didn't understand the Bible or I understood what I was taught, but I didn't really have an understanding. So I think that's very honest. I'm not even going to deny that. A lot of people are just scared of going to hell. I'm not afraid of hell, like me personally. I think that's what I said. I said, I'm not afraid of hell. But people can believe what they like, even if they believe in nothing at all. But yeah, me personally, I'm not afraid of going to hell at all. But I will not sit here and pretend like there are not many Christian sects who just terrify people into like, you're going to burn in hell. I'm not going to pretend that doesn't go on. We all know that goes on. Okay. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've never heard of that. Okay. And I think a huge group of Christians also practice because they were raised that way, but they don't really understand. Like they don't have, they're not actually saved. They're just raised Christian and they just believe what they were taught, but they don't really have any understanding. And I was like that for a long time. So I think that's something that Reckless Inspirer didn't bring up, but that I've personally seen. And I would like to say this. I would like to feel that I am the coolest Christian that you guys know, because I don't sit here and I would like to feel that I don't. Do you know what I mean? I don't sit here and act like, nothing. I've never seen any issues with the church or any issues with, doctrine or I don't do stuff like that. I would like to think, how there's like approachable Black people, you know? I would like to think I'm an approachable Christian. I would like my atheists, I would like my atheists in the chat and my agnostics in the chat to sound off. Am I an approachable Christian? Do you guys feel like, you can talk to me and we can have a conversation because I'm approachable? I would like to think that I am, because, a lot of the people who I vibe with, a lot of the people that are here, you guys aren't Christian. So I feel like that's proof that I'm I am approachable. I am the non-threatening Christian. But y'all know that I really do believe in God. Like, I'm also the unmovable Christian. But I would like to think that you guys meet me and you go, I've never met a Christian like her. I would like to feel that way. I want to feel like you meet me and you go, if other Christians were similar to Irene, I wouldn't feel so much, disdain for Christianity. I would like to feel that I give off that vibe. Okay. I would like to feel that way. I would like to feel that way. Oh, unless you're gay, Kat. No, but Cassandra, I actually have homosexuals that are subscribed to this channel. There are homosexuals. Y'all might find this to be and they've told me they're homosexual. You know what? I have to say, I have homosexuals that are subscribed to this channel. So I would like to say, even to the gays, because I never disrespect the gays. I have never used a derogatory term to refer to gay people. I mean, I just don't agree with the lifestyle, So I want to give you some pushback, Cassandra. I feel that I'm approachable by the gays. If there was a bigot that a gay could feel comfortable having a conversation with, I'm that bigot. I honestly feel I honestly feel Ari said, sure, but I don't typically talk about religion, especially with Christians. And fair enough. You and I are on the same page. I mean, yeah, I don't talk about religion with atheists. Heck, I don't like talking about religion with some other Christians sometimes. I don't like talking about religion with people who believe in God sometimes. It can be like pulling teeth. I had an ongoing, debate, a friendly debate with a Catholic friend of mine. She died of cancer, unfortunately. But our whole friendship was built around debating the Bible. It was very exhausting. So I feel that. I mean, it's hard to talk about religion with religious people. I actually agree with that. So let's talk about NRR. So what's up, NRR? NRR said, it's the God concept that people reject, sis, not the idea that there is no creator or creatress. Sometimes we get too extreme with this stuff. Extreme and whimsical religious beliefs about God, a God being real or fake, just shows a lack of understanding on true spirituality and an obsession with religious rhetoric. Okay. And my response was, actually, many people view even believing in uh, a supposed, I need to correct that, creator is problematic. Hence, evolutionary theory. Also, sidebar, on the end of your comment, elevating ourselves is a great way to set up ourselves to be debased. Okay, so let me kind of break that down. NRR. It's the God concept that people reject, not the idea there is no creator / creatress. Okay, so I want to give pushback on that, NRR. A lot of people have a problem with you even using the term intelligent design, because intelligent design to them points that to there being a higher power, a being that's greater than them, and that points to God. So I think perhaps some people don't have a problem with the idea of a creator, but I think to say that overwhelmingly people don't have a problem with the idea of there being a creator is simply not true. I mean, that's why we have Darwinists, that's their whole vibe, is there is no creator, right? It all just happened by itself. So I have to give some pushback on that. I have to say, like, some people don't mind believing. I mean, I know some people that think aliens created us. You know what I'm saying? So of course, there are some people who don't believe in God, but do believe in intelligent design. But I feel like most people who don't believe in God also refuse to believe in intelligent design because they feel it's just a sneaky way of saying there's a God, right? So I think that is more to the truth. I don't know. You guys in the chat tell me if you think that's more to the truth. Are you guys calling out your signs? I'm a Leo, so I win. My planet is the sun, and all of your planets revolve around the sun. So I have officially won the sign war, where we were throwing up our signs. Gemini, Aquarius, I'm a Leo, I win. End of the sign battle. Sometimes we get okay, and then in RR, you started to say other things like people having a lack of understanding and true spirituality and all this. Okay, this is what I'll have to say. I feel we play a very dangerous game, myself included. I'm not excluding myself. When you start to think, and I'm using you, not you in RR, but I'm saying you in the plural sense, when you start to think that you're so spiritually advanced, I think that you set yourself up to be debased, right? People who think that they're so spiritually advanced and you're just so you don't know anything, like my vibration is so high and da 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 da. Those people are sometimes literally the most lost human beings ever. The fact that you even have to bring up that your consciousness is somewhat elevated is, to me, an indication of a lack of elevation, right? So I just feel like we have to be careful, like, and I really try not to do this. We all have to be careful not to approach people and be like, oh, like you're so low vibrational. Oh, like you need to elevate your mind. Oh, like when you really wake up, you'll know. It's like, oh my gosh, like, you know what that's like? That's like somebody saying, I'm so humble. The minute a person says, I am so humble, one day I hope you learn to be humble too. No, fool, you're not humble. The fact that you opened your mouth to say it means you're not humble. So I think we have to be careful setting ourselves up to be debased. Again, not to quote the Bible, but I'm going to quote the Bible. We're taught if any man thinks he knows anything, he knows nothing as he ought to know it. In other words, check yourself. I've got to check myself. When you think you're enlightened, you really don't know. Like there's so much further we all have to go. That's why I'm always like, we are traveling this path together. We are learning from each other. We reach toward each other. Nobody's reaching down to pull anybody up to their level. If you think you're on a level, if I think I'm on a level that I can pull somebody up to, then we're really not anywhere where we think we are. Like the thing that I think I need to accept, you need to accept, we all need to accept is that we are all works in progress. We all don't know everything. And no, we are not superior to the person standing next to us, not spiritually, not intellectually. Like you are nobody's superior. I am nobody's superior. I might have some information or some light I can share with you, but you have stuff you can share with me. I don't get to be on a high ground. And I don't get to say that I feel that your mentality, is any kind of way. I mean, I throw shade. I have been known, right? Because I did that yesterday. When I said you can't be an idiot and then try to challenge me. Like these two things don't work, right? But the reality of the thing is that was me being petty. The reality is in real life, even a person, an actual mentally retarded person can teach you something, right? I guarantee a person who really is mentally retarded is more elevated than you in some area, even if it's only their ability to be humble. Like everybody, like, I don't know. So that's all I would have to say to you, NRR, is like, when we start moving to these conversations about like, vibrations and like, if you're spiritually somewhere, what true spirituality and like all that crap, like, please. That's right up there to me with like putting your finger on your temple, like this kind of crap. Like, y'all, we're just human beings and we're all learning. Let's not all hop on a high horse or anything. I mean, I believe in God and all that, but I'm not perfect. I mean, you guys, the first thing people try to do when I say I'm Christian is call out all the things that are wrong with me. You're not giving me any information I don't know. I know I'm not perfect. I happen to know I am super flawed. I am definitely not the best example of a Christian. I'm not the best example of a human being, period. None of us are. I am not spiritually, intellectually superior to anybody, but neither are any of you, neither is anybody else. And I always am leery of people who think they are, because when we get so haughty and so on our high horse, we start to think stupidly. So the best thing any of us could do for ourselves is to catch ourselves and check ourselves when we start trying to elevate people. Like, come on now, we're going to rise together or we're not going to rise. But I don't know about all this, to being elevated spiritually above other people and all that crap. I mean, that's some language I don't speak. I don't comprehend. Me no speak of that language. But anyway. So Vito Anderson, wait, no. Oh, Q Butter. What's up, Q Butter? You guys support Zayek's Institute, please. He just LOL'd me. And I'm going to thumbs up his thing and love it, because Q Butter is an atheist. And he has the reaction I would expect for an educated atheist to have, which is, that's funny, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, y'all were too invested. Why are you so invested? Don't be so invested. Jeremy came back for more. So let's talk about Jeremy, because Jeremy was very, very offended by me. So I think in my last comment to Jeremy, I was basically like, I don't care what you believe, and I'm not trying to convert you. You do you, right? Well, that was basically my comment. Jeremy came back and said, Irene Yvette, it's an act of projection to claim another person thinks or feels that which you think or feel. It's religious people that believe in some being created everything from nothing. I reject that, and I don't require your permission to do so. Also, you don't get to post something like this and then act like you're being polite. You're not. Well, nobody said I was being polite. I said it was amusing. I found it funny. I liked the Lucky Charms guy. I thought he was funny and magically delicious, and so I posted him. Okay? All right? It is called humor. I mean, do I believe it? Yes. Okay, so first of all, I want to reiterate the fact that Christians do not believe that we were created for nothing. We believe we were created from dust. And you know what? The theory of evolution says we were created from dust too. I don't believe we were created from nothing. In fact, at least in the story of the Bible, there was a world. In the story of evolution, there wasn't even an earth. In the story of the Bible, there was a world. There just wasn't anything on the world. There was nothing on the earth, okay? It was just void. Void as in empty. So why do people think that we think we were created from nothing? Has nobody read Genesis? No Christian believes we were created from nothing. We believe the same thing that the evolutionists believe. We believe we were created from dust. We just believe that an intelligent being formed something from that dust. We don't believe that the dust magically became alive on its own. That's the only difference. I don't understand. I don't understand why people keep saying that. It's nothing that we believe. I'm so confused. Okay? And then he said, he doesn't require my permission to be an atheist. Okay. So I don't understand why he's bothered. I guess that is like where I am. I don't understand. I literally said, I never said you need my permission, and I've never tried to convert your mindset. So I don't see why you're bothered. Like, I was very confused as to why he was bothered, but he came back to tell me why he was bothered. And I appreciated that, Jeremy. Like, real talk, I'm not just saying that. I appreciate that you took the time to tell me why you were bothered. So this was his feeling. And, you know, it actually might mirror the sentiments of other atheists. He said, wait, Ari said we weren't created from dust. We evolved from other animals, but we did not evolve how evolution is typically described. Okay, well, you'll have to tell me your theory. Because you know what, Ari? Your theory is, honestly, it has about as much validity as Darwin's theory. Because at the end of the day, none of us were there. So I'm fascinated to hear, you know, what your theory of where man came from was. I mean, honestly, I'm not just saying that. I really am. Because that's what I mean. I was like, none of us can really prove it, right? We weren't there. Anyway, Jeremy. Jeremy said, in your last reply, you told me to feel free to be an atheist. Okay, so let's stop there. He said, I am free to be an atheist, and that is why I don't need your permission. And I'm like, okay, this is when you're being like slightly hypersensitive. If I say, feel free to be an atheist, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm not giving you permission to be an atheist. Like, that's reading too much into my words. That's like playing semantics with words. I'm saying anybody can believe anything that they want to believe. I don't care. It's irrelevant. I'm not here to debate you over your beliefs. How he took that as me giving him permission to be an atheist. I'm not anybody's mother. I can't give you a spanking and force you to, even if I could spank you, I can't make a person believe anything. So I can't give a person permission to believe anything. And this is what I mean about like, and I said this to him. I said, you know, we don't have to discuss this ad nauseum. Your belief or lack thereof is your choice. I'm not sure how many ways I can say that. I mean, it's not me trying to give you permission. I am just acknowledging that you are free to believe what you want, as I am free to believe what I want. And this is, to me, it's like making a mountain out of a molehill. I literally said, believe what you want. I don't care. I'm not trying to change your mind. And I triggered something in him, and he felt like I was trying to tell him he had my permission. And I'm just like, okay, dude, like you're reading too much into this. Like you are making this way bigger than it is. Like it's not this big. It's very small, and you're making it very big. Um he said, I have not implied or stated you are trying to convert my mindset. But if a person if I say I don't care what you think and you carry on, then my only feeling is that I'm just saying I don't care what you believe. It just, y'all, where did I go wrong? Jeremy, tell me where I went wrong with you, hun. I felt like, believe what you want. I don't care. I'm not trying to change your mind. It's irrelevant. You do you. Like, how does that become a big deal? I honestly am at a loss of where I went wrong with Jeremy, because I felt like typically you believe what you want to believe, I believe what I want to believe, let's call the whole thing off. That method has worked for me in the past because it's a very valid method. And I'm just trying to comprehend. Like, I'm confused. I don't know why he took me saying I don't care that way. He said there are three things that bother me here. This is the part I appreciate. He broke down what bothers him. He said number one is the hypocrisy of projecting your thoughts onto a group of people. And he's the second person to say I was projecting. When did I project? What did I project? I'm trying to understand what was projected, because my post wasn't to atheists, and I didn't make the meme either, or whatever it's called. I just thought it was funny. So what have I projected? I need to know. Y'all, tell me what I've projected. Maybe you guys know what I'm projecting. And then he said, if you want to talk about God, we can engage on that. But I didn't want to talk about God. I just posted a scripture and then a funny meme of the Lucky Charms guy. So, I mean, am I free to like post a scripture without people feeling as if I'm trying to engage atheists on a God conversation? The question is, can I do that? Can I, as a Christian, use the word God in a sentence without triggering atheists into thinking I'm trying to back them into a whole conversation about the existence of God? That is the question. I mean, the word God cannot be that triggering. I've said God 15,000 times in this conversation. And I need to know if anybody feels triggered. I felt like, I don't know. He said, number two, there is the disrespect it's coupled with. You are suggesting that people who implicitly state they are not religious are religious. It's a straw man argument. Okay, again, the problem with being told you are religious, fine, it is a belief. If, like, several people brought up atheism is not a religion. First of all, even if I thought it was a religion, why be emotional about it? You don't have to think it's a religion. It's like, who cares, right? If I'm wrong, it doesn't matter. Okay. If somebody says, I'm a purple monster, I know I'm not a purple monster. I know I'm a brown woman. So how triggered can I be over being called a purple monster? It's like, I don't understand. So again, I concede, I will call it a belief. I will call it anything to stop you guys from being triggered, because I called it a religion. I will say anything at this point. Anything. What can I say? No, I'm kidding. So, and then he said, number three, you are either ignorant of this or you are pretending to be. I don't believe in God, and I generally don't make fun of people that do. I'm ignorant of what, or I'm pretending to be ignorant of it? I mean, who said that you make fun of people? It's just a whole conversation I never initiated. All I said was you can believe what you want. I don't care. I'm not trying to convert you. That was all. All of this conversation stems from me saying, I don't care. Believe whatever you like. Doesn't matter to me. I don't even want to change your mind. How is me making that simple statement turned into such a big thing? I don't understand. He says, as long as you're doing something positive, I don't care what philosophy you run on. Okay. I do care about people's philosophies. I mean, honestly, if there was a pedophile walking around, but he was feeding the homeless, I'm going to care about your philosophy on having sex with children. This idea that, as long as you're doing good, I don't care about philosophy. I don't know about that. Okay. There's a whole lot of philosophies I disagree with, a whole lot of modes of thinking I can't vibe with. Now, I'm not going to fight with an atheist, but there's a whole lot of philosophies people can have, and all the good doing in the world is not going to make me vibe with you, because that one philosophy is very, very off. But I mean, I get kind of what you were saying. And my response to him was simply this. I was like, we don't have to discuss it ad nauseum. Your belief or lack thereof is your choice. I'm not sure how many ways I can say that. As far as word semantics, if you are offended, I said you or anyone else is free to believe what they want because you feel I was trying to give you permission. You're overthinking things. And I stay by that. Like, you were overthinking things, Jeremy. I'm very fond of you. I am. I'm fond of Jeremy. Everybody should know this. But I do think he was overthinking things here. I was just stating a fact, which is people can believe what they want. There's no more for you to read anything else into it. Past that, I'm free to hold whatever opinion I like about atheists. Just like you're free to hold whatever opinion you like about Christianity. It seems you're making a mountain out of a molehill. We can agree to disagree. It's okay. It happens all the time. And I think this is like the meat and the bones, right? This is like the meat and the bones of really how I feel. It's like, y'all, come on now. We can't agree on everything. I can't be here getting triggered every time somebody disagrees with me. If I got triggered every time something disagrees with me, Cassandra and I could never hold a conversation, because Cassandra disagrees with me all the freaking time. Cass is the leader of the disagreement party. Are you not, Cass? And she is one of my favorite people to have in my comment section. I mean, honestly, we really have to let up on the expectation that we're all going to agree with each other. I mean, this is very divisive. And we have to not be hypersensitive. I have had Cass attack every other word I've said during entire lives. Cass, I haven't read all your comments, but I'm sure she's disagreed with me 80,000 times in this live alone, because I know her. And yet I'm not bothered, because I don't need to be in an echo chamber. And I'm not triggered by somebody's disagreement with me. I respect and I desire to hear viewpoints that differ from my own. I am not only open to viewpoints that align with mine. That doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you, but see, what I understand about conversation is not about conversion. Conversation is about exchange of ideas. So the most polite thing I can do if I see that a person is offended is to say, okay, let's agree to disagree. Because I recognize some people get hypersensitive if you disagree with them. Everybody is not capable of carrying on a conversation where you guys don't agree without getting mad. Some people get very mad if you don't agree with them. They start calling you names. They start accusing you of stuff. It's like, dude, we can have a productive conversation without agreement. This is a possible thing. quite frankly, I feel Cassandra and I need to give a class on how you can completely disagree with another person and still have a productive relationship with them. Cassandra, we need to do this lesson, okay? We really, really need to. We need to do this lesson on the ability to disagree without losing your mind and breaking into a whole fight. I don't understand. I don't understand. And I guess that was ultimately, I won't go through the rest of the comments, but I have to say, y'all, you atheists were in full effect in my comment section, okay? But I won't go on and on with the comments because you guys get the gist. But that's why I ultimately wanted to do this live. I just wanted to do this live to say that lighten up. Now, you people know I'm Christian. So when you saw the magically delicious guy, you could have just clicked the like button and kept it moving. Okay? Or don't click the like button and keep it moving. Or leave a comment, but don't be mad at me. I mean, you knew what you were getting. We've met before. Y'all didn't just meet me today. You know what I am. Okay? You guys know what I am. You've seen me post a Bible scripture before. Y'all are acting brand new around here. I can't. I cannot. I will not. I cannot and I will not. I will not on a hill. I will not with a mill. Okay? We're not going to be Dr. Seuss level in here. You guys know I'm Christian. You know I'm going to post a scripture. You know you're not going to like it because you're atheist. So why you're all hopping in my comment section, getting all emotional, talking about I'm projecting, I don't know. I mean, stop. Because you guys know I don't care. You know I don't care what you believe. You know I'm not going to fight with you. And you know that we get on perfectly fine with the norm. I don't know why the magically delicious guy triggered so many people. But I have to say this. That picture is funny and I won't take it down. You can't make me. It was funny. He was hopping in the air. He was clicking his heels. He had the rainbow and the marshmallows. It was magically delicious and funny. And you people don't have a sense of humor, okay? You people have no sense of humor. I'm done with you. You guys take everything too damn seriously. You guys drag God up and down. You drag Christianity for filth on the regular. And you never see me get triggered. You never see me get triggered. It never happens. I expect that to be reciprocated, okay? You reciprocate it. We need reciprocity in this relationship. I demand that you go and you thumbs up my post right now and you put happy faces and laughing emojis in the comment section. Every last one of you atheists and agnostics, I demand this, okay? I demand that you be as chilled out about my Christianity as I am about your atheism. I demand the right to speak. I will not be silenced. I will not be silenced. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, you guys, I just wanted to come up here and I just wanted to address what you guys were saying because y'all were doing too much. You guys were doing the most in my comment section, and I just felt like I could push the bar a little further by making a whole video using the magically delicious guy as my thumbnail, because I just felt like, this is funny. I don't know why I'm the only person that finds this funny, but I found it very funny. So I love you guys. Let us respectfully agree to disagree. Okay. And then carry on. Bye, you guys.